We out here, baby.
Anything that I do, like in everything that I do, like I always want to be the best in it. I'm just a competitive person. Like so if I'm chasing the goal of basketball, I want to be the best in it because that's just how I was born. That's my grit in life. So since I chose this passion, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm on the basketball court more than I am at home. If you really want something, you gotta be there more than your home. Your home is where you sleep and then you just go back. When you really ball till you fall, like that's how it's supposed to be. My name is Shooting Steve, this is Dream Basketball, and this is my story.
At what age did you fall in love with the game of basketball?
At 19 is when I truly fell in love with basketball. I feel like I always been in love with the game of basketball, but because of the lack of support and no one believing in me, that I really couldn't like reach my full potential or passion. It wasn't really till I met my trainer and he asked me a question and was like, if there's one thing you could do in this life and it would just come true like that, what would you do? And I was like, go to the NBA. And then when he looked at me, he was like, you can do that. But when he said you can do that, like I believed him. Like, and I believed in myself. Like all it took was one person to believe in me for like my spark to be lit. But I always wanted to do it, bro, but I just never had and I was always getting bashed. My brother would go train my friends and he wouldn't train me. Like, I never had a coach, so that was always something that I was lacking. But, it wasn't until someone believed in my, and got me comfortable to actually speak out of my inner desire to get it out of me and make it a reality. I haven't been the same ever since that day. Training with my trainer, he was getting my mental and my physical right. He knew nothing about basketball. With me in basketball, since I was smart, I'm an honor student, I always used to look up stuff online, try to get into programs that overseas players used to do, NBA players used to do.
What kind of programs?
I just used to look up overseas programs like that the teams will get and like copy them, or look up like a 500, like a very hard workouts that only access would be to the pros. I always wanted to get stuff that what people were doing, like the college athletes, like D1 college athletes, or overseas teams that, or programs that an NBA player used to do it when he was down at the level I'm in right now, and then he got there. Like, it's all about believing in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, nothing's ever gonna come true. But like doing those programs and then mastering it, you'll be like, okay, and then you're looking for the next one. That's how you're gonna get better. You can't, you're never gonna know what to do if you don't know what to do, But you gotta know what the people that did to get there did, and then you got to do it plus more. But then you gotta realize someone else is doing it plus more. So now you gotta do it plus more, plus more. You can't stop, you gotta keep on being hungry for it. You gotta live in that dream. That's gotta become your first nature.
How did you get the name? How did you come about the name Shooting Steve?
By shooting, seeing my 1,000 shots and everyone it just clicked like that. And then I ran with it, I lived with it. Like, cause I'm always shooting my 1,000 shots and I'm never gonna stop. So I was like a shooting star, I'm Shooting Steve. I'm up next.
What do you think it takes to make it to the next level as far as, work ethic and time that you're putting into the game?
Basketball is a business, so you need to be able to look at it as a job, because that's why it's possible, just like any other job. A job you put in 40 hours a week, you'll be just like any other worker, right? You start putting in 70 hours a week, 80 hours a week, always there for that overtime, always there when it calls you. Even when it doesn't call you, you're still there. That's the people that advance to the next level. So it's really taking it as a business. I put in 20 hours, I'll stay in the gym. I'll stay in the gym night and day. I let my passion direct me, and I will never leave. I never think that someone who's trying to make it should leave the gym. I think that's what you should live in. I actually wish that laws were less expensive so I could shoot inside of my house. I felt like life was way better when I was living with my parents and I had a basketball hoop in my backyard, because then I could just go to it straight. When you're not around the game that much, you're deteriorating your game. That's enough for the time, like from they have 15 years where they just been playing the ball. That's met a lot of hours which they had over me. So I have to make sure that I almost live in the gym. You know, let's say they put 8 hours every single day, because that's what Kobe does. He separated up, put 8 hours. So they'll be like, okay, 8 hours, like a job, you know? And some will think like, oh, 10, 12, you know? So I gotta be in the gym from 18 to like 22 hours a day. Like they say, once you get to past 10,000 hours, like you become too like overmassed or something. So why not stay in there for like 100,000 hours? Like I wish I I wish time's unlimited to me when it comes to basketball, because I want to be in the court as much as possible. As much as possible. I wish I could live in the basketball court, which means I want to have the best jump shot in the world, like ever. Like Larry Bird, he used to make 1,000 a day. Gilbert Arenas, he used to make 1,000 every day and run 5 miles. You know what I'm saying? So there's levels to this shit. I'm trying to advance to the next one, Quincy again. You know what I'm saying? But in 5 years, 2 to 5 years, like after these 1,000 days, I'm never gonna stop my 1,000. I actually want to be like more proactive with recording my 1,000 so people could actually see it, you know, and probably even shoot with me.
What's the next step for you in your plan, in your basketball plan?
Well, after these 1,000 days, on June 4th, 2019, I plan to relocate to California to train with Bone Collector and the Professor. They told me that they'll train me for a year as long as I'm out there. They're very busy people, but they told me they'll train me as much as possible. I know I'll be getting in more with Bone Collector because I know like he'll be more in the area. But I'm looking forward to it. And also just figuring about and
How did you come about meeting Bone Collector and Professor? How did that come about?
actually, I hit up someone on Instagram. They was doing a giveaway, and I just came back from some overseas thing where I was cut. So I wasn't gonna let my energy die out. And I saw that the Professor and Bone Collector, I know who they are. Like I used to watch them when I was younger. I knew that they was like the street legends with their handles, and I knew that handling is something I need to work on. So I was like, I wanna win this, so let me reach out and just tell him about my story and what I went through and see if like he even cares, if he's gonna look at it, and they did. And that's when I started actually like feeling more confident with networking, like people actually care if you really getting it. So I told him about it, and then he was like, okay, I could give you it, just buy the sneakers. You could get it. The sneakers was only like $25. So it was nice, you know, and then I get a free training with the Professor, but then to only find out that, you know, that they're gonna train me and help me with my dream, because they also believe in me, because they saw like my energy while I was with it, while I was with the basketball. Like they saw how serious I took it. They saw I gave not 100 but 200%. The Professor said it himself that he don't really see that. So to see like a legend tell me he don't see that, and I'm knowing what I'm reaching for him to tell me that, like that put me in a mindset where like, you know, like just leveling up. I plan to live in California. They told me North Hollywood. And while I'm out there, like I also heard of the Mamba Mentality Academy that came out too. And they said for $350 a month is basically 5 basketball trainings a week and 3 strength conditioning programs. Like that's awesome. So to be able to do that and then get my handle right is like exactly where I need to be, because the Mamba Mentality Academy basically promises to be the best new version of yourself, and the best new version of myself is the best player in the NBA in my head. I don't care who could think that. Like that's what I think. I don't care if people are settling for less and they see themselves as second best. Like if they can't see themselves, the only reason why I should see somebody be mad at me is because they thinking like me, but I don't care about them because I already see myself there. So they're fool to me just as much as they think I'm fool to them. But put me in the same room with them and then we'll see what happens. Like, keep us in the same room, keep us in the same gym. Everyone who says they about this basketball life, how about you just throw us in the same gym and see who leaves? See who dies out first, because I promise you I'll be the last one standing. If not, I'll die on the court with that person until the next one comes, because I ain't leaving. I'm gonna make sure I'm doing who's the best there. I'll keep on playing him one-on-one. Whoever's the best there, I'm gonna make sure that I keep on doing what he's doing plus more. Like, monks didn't even used to sleep. Why do I gotta sleep? How can I sleep when you dream when you sleep, but you dream when you're awake? Which dream are you living? A lot of people want my life, but they haven't put in the work that I put in to get there. I'm just like, from 2 to 5 years from now, once I have that crossover from Bone Collector to Professor, because even the NBA legends talk about them, bro. So once I get that hand-on crossover, because I'm getting the jump shot that the Grace had, Gilbert Arenas had the highest paying contract, right? So I got to do what the legend does. Larry Bird, he used to make 1,000 shots. He used to take shots in his spine, because his spine used to come out of place, because he used to make 1,000 shots in his backyard every day. Because when I first started, everyone wasn't believing me. Everyone was laughing at me, joking about me. I lost all my friends. They'll just see me as a laughing stock. They would never even think like the news will even, they wouldn't even think that I would be where I'm at right now. Like, if people are looking now from back when I first started and never looked before, probably because God wanted them to wait till now to see me again. So I can't blame the people that looked at me and laughed when I first started, because, looking back now, thinking I'ma laugh at him too. You feel me? But me now, like, once I get to where I'm at, I'll laugh at this version too, because I'm always trying to get and be dominant and everything. Like, when you want to become the best in something, you got to be able to dunk the ball. You got to be able to handle the ball. You got to be able to shoot the ball. You got to have every single move and mind on demand. Like, you got to study the game like a textbook. Like, there's fundamentals to it, and you got to get them down packed. And if you don't get them down packed, how could you ever be the best? You got to master everything. The only way to master is through reps. So you need to be, if you want to become a master of things, you want to be great at things, it's reps. You're going to put in more reps than the next person. I got to be able to shoot more than anybody ever shot to become the best shooter. So basically it comes down to something. If two people are doing two different things, right? Like, someone's selling ices, another person's selling ices. I know it's basketball, but you get what I'm saying? And one person does it more than the other. Who's going to sell more ices? Who's going to be better with that and more smoother with it? The person that does it more. So whoever puts in the more work is that. Me putting in those reps, you know how many people feel tired and go home? Every single person. You know how many people say, no, I'm going to stay a little bit longer? Yeah, but then they be sitting around. They don't be putting up reps. What's going to separate you from the competition? Like, you can't be tired. Like, you're never tired. Like, you got to set a goal. You got to break those goals. And that's it. Like, if I wasn't making my 1,000 shots every single day, like, before this, I was always looking for something next to do. I just can't be stuck in a spunk of not being able to accomplish a goal. Like, I have to do a goal. Like, if you're chasing something, you have to have a mission to get better. You can't just be saying, I'm gonna do this and just go play free basketball. Like, you have to have a strategy. Like, there's science behind this. Like,
what is your end game for basketball? What is your hope and what is your goal?
I'm gonna win a title. I don't have no hope. It's a goal. Like, I want to be the best. I want to win titles. I want to win MVP. I want to be the best. Like, I want to be the best.
And if you had a choice of what team in the league you would pick for, what team would you want to play for?
I mean, it would be beautiful to, play for the Garden. But, like, right now, since I know I'm not at my peak, I'd rather play with the person who's dominating the league. So, like, all this stuff comes up with LA about going out with the Professor, Bone Collector, now the Mamba Mentality, Kobe out there, and now LeBron's out there too. So if I could play for, if it was to get drafted by next year, it would definitely be the Lakers, so I could play LeBron. And I'll play him hungry and everything, try to deal. I don't care if he cook me up. He's going to help me because he's going to see my heart.
Basketball is concerned, how would you, what kind of image and what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind for other basketball players that are coming up that are going to perhaps see you and are going to go through the same process that you went through? What kind of impression or what kind of message, or how would you want them to feel about your journey and the stuff that you've been through, the stuff that you accomplished at the end of your process?
My point is to make it harder for them, to bring a new what do you call it, like standpoint for what you have to bring to come where I came. Like, I want to work so hard to the point where people really have to work that hard if they want to get to where I get. Like, I'm working this hard and I'm not there yet. You understand? So you know how much it takes to get to where you're going? So I just want to show people, if you want something, you got to act on it. Like I said before, I'm in the gym more than I'm at home. You got to stay consistent with it. You can't give up with it. You got to stay with it. And through my point, I hope that they see that even if you don't see it, you don't smell it some days, and you really truly believe in it, do anything, even in your biggest doubts, failures, obstacles, burdens, and you stick with it, that's gonna come true. You just really gotta stay with it. You can't give up on it. You gotta stay with it. Never give up. You gotta be courageous. You gotta have courage to do this. You gotta have a heart. Maybe some people aren't made for it. You get what I'm saying? But I know I'm made for it. You know, I'm looking at you and I'm so caught up in basketball, like I'm envisioning you as James Harden. So I'm thinking I'm talking to James Harden, just that's how crazy my mind is, to try to put myself in situations where like I see it because I got to that point where like I got to that level that I'm there. You know, I'm thinking in the future while I'm present. Get those shots. The most I ever shot was 7,000 shots. I was in the gym for like 2 days, for like 36 hours. Like I went home one time within like the 24-hour gap just to eat a little bit. Then I went back up, I stood up. You know, so like you gotta realize that those shots are to get you where you see yourself. You can't say, oh, I'm gonna be there and be there. You gotta put in the work. You gotta put, when you don't feel like doing it, that's probably the best time to put it in. Cause that's how you feel in the game. You're running up and down the court, you're tired, like you might not, you know that's what the purpose is. That's when you're training. When you're at that weak point, that's the time to focus on your shots, because that's how you're gonna feel down late in the game. You know, you're gonna be tired out and you wanna put it up. I like playing when I'm tired out. My name is Shooting Steve. This is Dream Basketball, and I'm next up.